Cbiz, disappearance is rarely announced. It happens quietly. A familiar face stops appearing. Projects are delayed without explanation. Names slowly fade from headlines, as if they were never there. In an industry where visibility is fragile and risk is unforgiving, vanishing has become almost routine. Yet Wang Yibo stands as a clear exception. While others cycle in and out of public view, he remains consistently present. Not louder, not more controversial, simply there. Across shifting regulations, changing market tastes, and tightening boundaries, his visibility never collapses. This consistency raises an uncomfortable question. In a system known for sudden erasure, why does Wang Yibo never disappear? The easy answer is popularity. The safer answer is discipline. But neither fully explains long-term survival in Cbiz. Fame alone does not protect anyone. Talent does not guarantee permanence. What sustains visibility is something far more structural. Wang Yibo's career shows no sharp rises followed by dangerous falls. Instead, it follows a controlled line. His image rarely provokes debate. His public presence avoids extremes. He does not occupy ideological space, emotional confrontation, or moral controversy. Everything about his positioning reduces exposure to risk. This does not happen by chance. In Cbiz, staying visible requires alignment with the system's need for predictability. Disappearance is often the result of uncertainty. Wang Yibo offers the opposite: stability, containment, reliability. This story is not about survival as victory. It is about survival as a condition. When a star never disappears, it does not always mean they are free. Sometimes it means they are perfectly fitted to remain. The question, then, is not why Wang Yibo stayed. It is what staying required him to give up. In Cbiz, risk is rarely dramatic. It accumulates quietly. One controversial statement, one uncontrolled collaboration, one role that signals independence too early. Disappearance often begins long before the public notices it. Wang Yibo's career avoids this trajectory entirely. His projects follow a pattern of calculated neutrality. No sudden genre rebellion. No abrupt image shift. No outspoken positioning that could invite reinterpretation. Each appearance reinforces what the system already understands him to be: reliable, contained, non disruptive. This is not passivity. It is strategy. By never forcing a transformation, Wang Yibo removes the system's need to correct him. While other actors chase reinvention and are punished for miscalculation, he advances through consistency. His visibility is maintained not by dominance, but by reassurance. The industry does not need to question where he stands. That certainty is valuable. In a tightly managed environment, predictability is protection. Yet this safety has a cost. The same strategy that prevents disappearance also limits expansion. When every move is optimized to avoid risk, experimentation becomes dangerous. Growth must be subtle. Change must be slow enough to remain invisible. Wang Yibo does not vanish because he never steps outside the frame assigned to him. He survives because the system does not need to intervene. But permanence built on non-risk raises a deeper tension. When visibility depends on never challenging boundaries, survival begins to resemble containment rather than success. As other stars disappear, the public often assumes failure. But in Cbiz, disappearance is not always about talent or wrongdoing. It is often about misalignment, a mismatch between what the system expects and what the individual attempts to become. Wang Yibo avoids this mismatch entirely. His presence adapts without visibly changing. He moves between acting, variety shows, and commercial endorsements with careful balance, never allowing one domain to dominate or redefine him too strongly. Each role reinforces stability rather than identity expansion. This creates an illusion of freedom, Constant activity suggests momentum. Multiple platforms suggest versatility. Yet none of these spaces become a place of personal authorship. He occupies them but does not claim them. The system favors this arrangement. A star who never disappears but also never destabilizes the narrative is ideal. There is no need to erase someone who does not create friction. Over time, this survival strategy becomes self-reinforcing. The more stable his presence, the higher the cost of deviation. One risky decision could break years of accumulated trust. Permanence turns into obligation. Wang Yibo's endurance is not accidental. It is engineered through restraint. In an industry where absence is punishment, his constant visibility becomes proof of compliance rather than power. And this leads to the core contradiction. To never disappear, one must remain unchanged. To remain unchanged for too long is to surrender the possibility of transformation. In Cbiz, longevity is often framed as success. Years of uninterrupted presence are treated as evidence of control, resilience, and superiority. But longevity can also function as a test. How long can someone remain visible without becoming unpredictable? Wang Yibo passes this test by design. His public image is maintained at a precise distance. He is present yet emotionally reserved, recognizable yet rarely exposed. This distance minimizes interpretation. The less the audience can project, the less the system needs to regulate. Unlike stars whose visibility is fueled by personality or controversy, Wang Yibo's endurance relies on absence of excess. He does not demand attention. He occupies it. This creates a form of safe permanence. The system does not fear him leaving, nor does it fear him evolving too far. He exists within acceptable limits. But permanence achieved this way is conditional. It depends on continued restraint. The moment a star attempts to convert longevity into autonomy, the balance shifts. Visibility can no longer be guaranteed. This is the quiet trade-off behind never disappearing. Stability replaces self-determination. Safety replaces exploration. Wang Yibo remains visible because he does not challenge the rules that cause others to vanish. But in doing so, he demonstrates a deeper truth of Cbiz. The system does not reward freedom. It rewards those who never require correction. At this point, Wang Yibo's uninterrupted presence no longer reads as coincidence or luck. It reads as alignment. His career reflects a mutual understanding between individual and system. He delivers consistency. The system grants continuity. This arrangement explains why he never disappears, but it also exposes its final cost. When disappearance is the industry's strongest punishment, constant presence becomes its quiet reward. Yet rewards in Cbiz are rarely unconditional. They come with expectations that grow heavier over time. To remain visible, Wang Yibo must continue proving that he is low risk, controllable, and predictable. The longer this balance holds, the narrower his margins become. Reinvention threatens stability. Silence becomes safer than expression. Endurance replaces aspiration. This is the paradox of the man who never disappeared. His visibility signals success to the public, but internally it reflects containment. He exists everywhere, yet nowhere entirely on his own terms. In Cbiz, disappearance ends careers, but endless presence can freeze them. Wang Yibo's story reveals the system's deepest rule. Survival is not about standing out. It is about never becoming difficult to manage. The question left unresolved is simple but uncomfortable. If remaining visible requires eternal restraint, then what does freedom actually look like in Cbiz? Wang Yibo never disappeared, and that is precisely what makes his case revealing. In Cbiz, vanishing is visible. It shocks, alarms, and invites speculation. Permanent presence, however, hides in plain sight. It looks like success, feels like safety, but it can also be a quieter form of limitation. His career shows that the system does not only punish those who cross lines. It also shapes those who never do. By rewarding consistency over risk, presence over transformation, Cbiz creates stars who endure without evolving too far beyond control. Wang Yibo's story is not a warning nor a tragedy. It is a structural example, a demonstration of how survival can be optimized until it becomes a ceiling rather than a path forward. In the end, the man who never disappeared forces a final question. In an industry where absence destroys and presence confines, is staying always the same as choosing freely?